Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
We're
morning.
here.
Good morning. I don't have my coffee brewing.
We're live. We're live. We're live. It is Shout It Out Friday. And we're looking forward to hearing about you, your business, your accolades,
Your causes, your book, people that you would
absolutely.
recommend, and we're going to talk about what you see when you look in the mirror. When you're looking
Absolutely.
at you. We're going to talk about that
We're
today.
going to talk about all of that and get ready for the weekend. Back
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Like. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday. Friday.
Move that over there, please, so I can use that thing.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Here you go.
Thanks.
It is Friday.
Okay. All right, here we is. Yeah, it's Friday. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
I hope you had a good week so far. We're just not right for some reason. This is maybe I need to move that.
Hey, Shirley. Good morning.
That's not it. All right, we're gonna keep rolling anyway. Good morning, Shirley. This is Shout It Out Friday. Thank you again, Shirley, for all you do to help shout us out throughout the weeks. Shirley, when you look at yourself in the mirror,
what do you see?
Do you see any difference in your face? Oh man, I saw the most amazing experiment this morning.
What was that?
It was done mostly on women. I'm gonna get to it. It was done on men and women, but mostly women. And I'm gonna explain that in just. I'll give me like a few minutes before we get into that. But it was such an amazing experiment. I was looking at my stuff. Do you notice anything different about my face?
You shaved.
I shaved off my sideburns this morning, just now, so that I can see even more of my actual face. Yeah,
I don't ever grow my sideburns.
No, you don't ever grow your sideburns
or lamb chops. And a goatee.
You don't never do that.
Keep all of that off, but every once in a while, this mustache comes get me.
I wasn't gonna say none of those words. You can have all that yourself. Good morning, Sister Barbara Mosley. Barbara. I'm so happy that you're here today as well. I'm hoping you both had a great week. All of you that are tuned in right now, I hope you had a great week and are looking forward to a great weekend. Mm-hmm. But have you looked at your? I did a guided thing this morning as well with this lady, and I did it with my cell phone. I put my camera on and looked at myself in the camera, and she guides. She goes, "Now look at your eyes. Look deeply in your eyes. And do you like yourself? Tell yourself that you like yourself. Be kind to yourself. Say, I love you." And she didn't repeat after me, "I love you. I love you. No, I really, really do love you. I apologize for not being kind to you." And it was really, really great. She took me through the whole thing, and I watched myself. And you can't go through something like that without feeling your chest swell. You're feeling a little better.
Amen.
I did that this morning as well. Sister Barbara Mosley.
Shirley said, "When I look in the mirror, I see beautiful, happy woman."
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm going to go ahead and say it now, baby. This was, I thought it was I had never seen this experiment done before, but this sketch artist, a really, really great sketch artist, he was in a room and he had a curtain there, and he would have, they would have a lady come in, and first off, they have the lady meet somebody out in the lobby and just have a conversation with the person out in the lobby, okay? And then they would have the lady go into the room and sit down at the desk, and the guy's behind the curtain, and he said, "Describe your face to me." And the women would describe their face, like if it was a sketch. I was describe your face to me, and they would describe themselves like, my jaw is a little bit big and it's kind of protruding. My face is a little bit round, kind of fat. My hair is this way and that way, and they would describe themselves, my eye, as best they could describe themselves, and he would draw themselves based upon what they described about themselves. Okay. And he did that with a bunch of different women. And then he'd have somebody else who had met that person just in the lobby and was talking with them for a little while in the lobby, in the waiting area, and come in and describe that person's face. And they would describe that person's face as best they could. So they was looking at each other. They knew they was needing to look at each other's face and all that stuff. So they would describe. And then after it was done, he would put the side-by-side pictures up like on easels all around the room. And they'd come in and they find their picture, and it was amazing. Everyone saw the faces much more beautiful than the person described themselves. Like the way they describe themselves, they make themselves look fat and frumpy, eyes drooping, all that kind of stuff, and someone else will see beauty in them. And the point was, we're all more beautiful than we give ourselves credit for.
I get that.
You get that. See, even you, as beautiful as you are, you've been beautiful your whole life, would you have described yourself as beautiful as other people do? I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Barbara says, great week went by so fast for me. TGIF for you. And she says, when I look in the mirror, I see a blessed woman. Blessed. I get it. I do see a blessed woman when I look in the mirror. This morning, I was a bit frustrated for a few moments because I ordered makeup.
I was hoping it would be here
a week ago.
About a week ago.
And it hasn't gotten back yet. So the only thing I have on right now is a lipstick and eyebrows. Okay. I don't have any foundation. I don't have any blush. I don't have any nothing. And I felt so self-conscious about it.
This morning?
Yeah.
To me, you're still pretty.
Well, thank God. Thank you. And thank God.
And I think I showed you how pretty I thought you were this morning.
I knew he was. How far is it? It's 9:05. He made it to 9:05. He made it to 9:05, you guys.
Stop it. I wasn't going to say nothing.
You wasn't going to say nothing? 9:05. 9:05. Thank you,
Sister Shirley. She is beautiful.
Thank you, Barbara.
You are still beautiful, Lisa. I agree. But I thought it was so interesting how these people from diverse backgrounds and with no instruction really typically don't describe themselves as pretty as other people describe them.
I get that. Because we see, I don't know why.
When you say you get that, what does that mean to you?
I get that. First of all, I can't imagine having to describe myself without probably enunciating what I think are my flaws.
Okay.
Right.
But he didn't tell them not to. He just, like one lady says, I've gotten more freckles the older I get. And I didn't see any freckles, but she saw them.
Right. So that's what I mean. We're more intimate with ourselves than not. So I think I can imagine that the things that I see, like for me, the older I get, the more pronounced this wrinkle is, and these wrinkles are right here. So these, and that's why I smile more.
Lines, right?
Well, I smile more too, because smiling makes it, you look more attractive when you smile.
Everyone does.
So
much better when you smile.
You look, yeah, absolutely. Barbara, I know yawning is contagious and I can't help it. But it's like, because I know these lines are pronounced and I know that this line right here is pronounced, I look in the mirror and I have to remind myself, smile, because if it's there when you're smiling, then it's there on purpose. And then I have the second thought that, well, they're so pronounced because you smile, and it just gets crazy.
You're so in your head about that. Just accept that you're a pretty woman, please. That all of that there was that's just in your head. None of that stuff is real, I think.
I guess. Barbara said, we don't see wrinkles, Lisa.
Right,
Amen.
exactly.
I'm grateful.
Today's talk, looking in the mirror, was something that I've been thinking about for days now, because I saw something talking about when we look in the mirror, do we see someone that we respect?
Yeah.
Do we respect the person in the mirror? Are we honoring the person in the mirror with our best efforts with our lives?
Mm-hmm.
Are we cheating the person in the mirror by half stepping through life?
Mm-hmm.
Are we treating the person in the mirror like a friend?
Yeah, that is probably the biggest thing.
What's
is
that?
Are you treating them like a friend?
Yeah.
Are you treating the person in the mirror like a friend? I am a ferocious friend. When you are my friend, nobody can bring me no news about you.
Right.
Nobody can't talk about you. Not even you. When I have been dealing with my friends and they may be feeling
They
down,
start talking junk about
themselves.
themselves.
You can't do that. And so when I'm defending someone else, all those characteristics are really staunch. But when I am defending myself in the mirror, even to myself, oftentimes the opposite is true.
Oh, wow.
I will see more drawbacks, more negatives, more, dare I say, failures. I see more reasons to discount the person in the mirror than
like that person
to advocate them. Yeah.
Well, you don't articulate that, and maybe you don't articulate that in front of me because you probably suspect how I would respond.
Well, because I deliberately do not. I deliberately do not, but it's not the first inclination.
Okay.
To be positive about myself.
And you know better than articulate those things because you know those things are spirits trying to prove you right.
Barbara says, I have nothing but love and respect seeing the person in the mirror. Amen.
I have nothing but love and respect.
That's a good thing.
And I love how you said that, Sister Barbara, because the love and respect you have for the person in the mirror, there's really, really great reasons why you should love and respect that person. And you know why you should love and respect that person that you see in the mirror. You know that person in the mirror has earned your love and your respect and your friendship.
Absolutely.
Lisa and I have long talked about how people are mean talking to themselves, meaner than we would let anybody else get away with.
Absolutely. I often get frustrated. Many of you know my mother and know what she looks like. Some of you do. And so when I look in the mirror and I see myself aging, I get frustrated.
Why?
Because I don't feel like my mother is aging.
Your mother is very pretty,
yeah,
but she's still aging, baby.
Well, she's not aging to the degree that I am aging. Like I'm a grown up now.
Yes,
like I'm a senior citizen now.
Yes, she is. Okay, you're prettier than your mother.
I don't think so.
Yes,
but you have to say that.
I don't have to say anything. Oh gosh.
I'm grateful that she's youthful and beautiful, but I often feel stigmatized. Like when I was younger, it used to make me really proud to be where somebody would say, "Oh, that's your mother. She's so young." But now it's almost the opposite. It's almost like I look like the mother and she looks like the daughter.
You do not look like the mother.
Yes.
No, you don't. Lisa's mother is not much older than her. She had Lisa when she was very young. Okay.
And she's very beautiful. Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
She's very pretty, but you're prettier, especially.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. I'm so happy that you're here today. We've already had an amazing conversation. We're talking about when you look in the mirror, but it's also Shout It Out Friday. And Dr. Deborah Dunstan, I don't know if you was here earlier when you heard me talk about this really, really, it was eye-opening for me. This experiment I saw that this guy was doing, they were doing with women most. I don't think they did it with any men that I saw, but it was women, where they would have women go into a room and they couldn't see the person behind the curtain, and the person behind the curtain didn't want to look at them either. And he would have them describe their faces to him, and he was drawing, and he would draw it. Couture, he would have the women come in the room, sit down, Couture, and describe their faces to them, and they would describe their face with as much detail as they could, and he would sketch it, and then he would say thank you very much, and they would leave the room, and then someone else who had met them and talk with them for just 10 minutes or so in the lobby, in the waiting area, would come in and describe that same woman's face. And over and over and over again, the women describing themselves did not describe as pretty a picture as someone else looking at them. They were not. It was just so crazy. I could still see some of the images. This one lady, she described herself, made herself look frumpy, and
I think that men, I think that men would definitely would not have the same result. I think men have a different confidence about themselves.
Yeah.
And I think they also have a different impression of themselves. And what they look like is really doesn't have a whole lot to do with what they look like in their minds.
I wonder if you're right, but you're probably right.
Men's success and appreciation for themselves has less to do with looks, although it can have to do with looks.
It has less to do with looks, but it can.
Yeah, right. It can have to do with looks.
I think that's real close to true.
Absolutely, but it has less to do with looks, because I've seen some men that I wonder, like, where did they get that confidence from? Where did they get that swagger from? Where did they get that?
They could be jacked up body.
They could be looking like, bruh, have you seen you? And then because of their confidence in themselves, the even what you perceive them as begins to shift.
Adele Givens used to tell this joke about how ugly Flavor Flav is. Okay.
And he got like 11 children.
Yeah. She goes, Flavor Flav is so ugly that women want to sleep with him.
What does that mean?
Well, she didn't say sleep. She used the F word.
No.
She goes, oh my God. Oh, I want to blank him. Why is that? Because of the confidence and the swagger.
Yeah.
And the looks.
Not the looks.
Even men who are small and jacked up, frail looking, and the man with the big old belly and the bulbous face, they would still look at themselves like, we're fine. And they would categorize women by parts. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Barbara says, I look at my mom when she was younger, and I look at my sister. My sister looks like my mom when she was older. Boy, DNA tells it all. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shirley says, you have to have confidence in yourself always.
And the confidence, I believe, contributes to the look.
And Dr. Deborah, you got me stuck. I think it's in your cup. I'm going to take myself away from all of this. There we go. Dr. Deborah says, wow, that's interesting. She jumped in on the tail end there. Mm-hmm. Shirley says, I'm 63, and if I didn't tell anyone, they would not know it. Right. I'm happy to make it to 63. Absolutely. We are proud to have so many people that are in their silver years that definitely don't look like it. Mm-hmm. Definitely don't look like it. Barbara says, so true, Shirley. Amen. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. When you look in the mirror, do you like the person you see? Do you respect the person you see? And I think that might be more towards men. Do they respect themselves?
Yeah, men is more respect than it is perception, because y'all have your own perception. Like, y'all got a serious filter.
Y'all
men got a serious filter.
I hate being lumped into the category of all men. I guess I have to be, but I just hate having to defend all men.
Good morning. You don't have to defend all men. It's just that men have a different filter. Women have a much more critical filter.
And that's true. Mr. George Allen, a.k.a. Chef Rev, we're talking about when you look in the mirror.
And today is Shout It Out Friday.
And it's Shout It Out Friday.
Dr. Deborah says, confidence can definitely make a man look more scrumptious.
Scrumptious?
She's like, he's scrumptious.
He's scrumptious.
Yeah, that's why men get more, I wonder if that's why men get more attractive the more successful financially
and
they get.
Older almost, too.
Well, I think they get more attractive the older they get, because there's less of them left.
Oh. Yeah, that may be true.
Because at a certain age, women are like, well, damn, if I gotta have somebody,
let me get
that one.
That's not nice, but okay. Okay, we'll go with that.
That's why the man at the senior citizen home is swaggerlicious, because most is more women than men. But even at that age, it's considerably more women than men.
All right, we're going to go with that. Craig Sapp says, good morning, family.
Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy it on purpose.
We're gonna go with that, Lisa. It's so interesting just the thought about when we look in the mirror, Craig. What do we see? Do we like what we see? What's that song by Mary? When I walk in the mirror, when I'm looking at me, something like that.
And I'm
that
walking
song,
across the mirror.
Yes. Yeah, that song.
Hey, good morning, Monique.
I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you like what you see? And I want to focus mostly on your face.
Oh, okay.
On your face. Because it's so easy to say my butt, my hips, all that blah, blah, blah. Okay.
They make a difference. Don't try it.
I guess. But if you look at your face.
Barbara says, well-groomed and smelling good does it for me. Absolutely it does. Well-groomed and smelling good, definitely. If we're talking about the whole picture, well-groomed, smelling good, and professional looking for me. I prefer a man that can also, or that more often than not, rocks business attire.
When I met Lisa, all I was rocking in her presence was business attire.
And I'm grateful. Because if I would have seen his after-work game,
stop it!
I'd still be single. He got no after-work game.
That's not true. Come on, baby. I got some stuff. But it was all business suits. And we had this one thing, Dr. Deborah, it was amazing. I lived in Greensboro at the time. And I really think Lisa had to have had some kind of insight.
Not.
She had to have heard something
on black suits.
No, it was charcoal gray.
Right, with lavender shirts.
Yes, and a accoutrement. Well, when I came into town, I had on a charcoal gray suit with a lavender shirt and a tie to match and pin and all that stuff. And Lisa's clothes matched mine exactly. And we were both presenting together.
Absolutely.
I didn't tell her what I was going to wear.
Planned.
I wonder how she did that, Dr. Deborah, but it was amazing.
It was not planned. Hey, Barbara. Hey, man.
It's Barbara H. Smith. Oh, Barbara, you're such a good person to talk about this. She's going to shout it out, family.
She said.
This afternoon from Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. And I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Past the mirror. Amen. But Sister Barbara, this experiment I saw today when women were describing their own faces to a sketch artist who was not looking at them, and then having other people describe the same woman, it was so stark. Other people find your woman's face prettier than the women were willing to describe about their own face. And I just found that interesting, and what we came up with is women feel that way about their looks, but also maybe it's women and men. Lisa highlight this. Men is more and more about, do we respect what we see versus how good we're looking?
Absolutely. Barbara, you in Nairobi, Kenya today.
And we got another friend there with her too, I believe. Kenya. What's her name? Kenya or something?
I don't know. You always want to ask me something.
We have another friend there. Malone? I don't know. We have another friend there that's with them too. Okay.
Amen.
Katura says.
Be safe. Katura says, I love a man in a business suit and smelling good. Absolutely. Now, Brian has never had a smell other than his own smell in all the time that we've been together.
I went through that season of my life where I was wearing cologne a lot and more and more expensive colognes and all of that stuff. And I got to, because I was such sales, I learned that people respond to cologne different way, and I just found it safer to just not wear it. I have some still, but I don't hardly wear it at all.
It was difficult for me at the beginning because I also enjoy his smell, but now I just enjoy his smell.
Lisa's weird with it too.
You call me weird?
I think you're weird about how you enjoy my smell, even when I'm funky.
You don't be funky. You just have your own smell. Dr. Deborah says, all the single ladies come join us for a manifestation Boaz. 8 spiritual principles for attracting your soulmate. Right. Go to Eventbrite. She's got the link in there. And when is
the event?
When is it? And it is on your website. Can we just go to it there?
Tell us the date and time too, please.
Absolutely. Barbara says great minds think
alike.
I
was tripping. How did she dress exactly like me in a different city? And it was a morning event too, so she ain't had no time like that.
Absolutely. We just ended up together at the same time in the same outfit. Amen.
I was surprised.
And it looked coordinated.
It did look coordinated. It was too coordinated.
Yeah, it looked coordinated.
It was like we was trying hard to make sure.
It looked like those honey, wear this, matchy.
Right.
but that's
we
what
weren't.
it was.
We was in a different town. I drove in that morning. Come on.
Ernest, we're glad you made it here. He says, what's up, miss y'all fam? Been a minute since I've been up in it. This chat, I mean.
Ernest, what's your rating on chess.com now? Okay. I'm into the 6s now.
He's in the 12s, ain't
he? Yeah, 14s, 12s, something like that. I'm in the 6s.
Robert says, well, there's a different scent in the men here for show.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, the men in Nairobi.
Yeah, I would think there probably is a different scent. I don't know that I would.
Richard Pryor does a bit about that when he went to Africa,
and
he said it was terrible, but it was hilarious the way Richard Pryor did it. Was they were driving and they saw a guy walking. They decided to pick him up and give him a lift, and they got this man in the car. And he says this man had an odor. He says, I'm talking an old deer. And they thought he was so stinky, and he was sticking his head out the window about these Americans with this deodorant. Oh God, he thought they stank, and they thought he stank.
George Allen says Dr. Henry
Clark,
John Herrick Clark used to say, "If you want a friend, look in the mirror. You are your only true friend in the world." Amen.
Amen.
Ernest says, my rating. You are close. Believe it or not, I'm in the 800.
Oh.
I'm not. Believe it or not, I'm in the 800s because I have attached to Monopoly Go. Okay.
So you're playing something called Monopoly Go now. So he's in 800. So I'll probably catch you in about
a year,
maybe, or a month or 2 or 3. You know,
there's a difference between a year and a month or 2 or 3.
It could be a month or 2 or 3. Or it could be as long as a year, is what I said.
Okay. Dr. Deborah says it's a 3-part workshop series, July 24th, 25th, and 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. The workbook and recording are available to those who register.
And it's virtual. That sounds great.
Please put the link in there again.
This is still Shout Out Friday, and we are talking about, our topic is when you look in the mirror at your face. Mr. George Allen said something just now, reminded me of an experiment I saw, and we've talked about it on the show once before too, by Dr. Dennis Waitley. Dr. Dennis Waitley, I'm a big fan of his. He was an Olympic psychologist, and he said this one time he decided to do an experiment on himself, and he locked the hotel room door, and so he thought, and he took a paper bag and cut eye holes out in the paper bag, and he got completely naked and put the paper bag over his head and stood in front of the full-length mirror. Naked in front of the full-length mirror with your face covered except for eye holes. He says, because when you cover your face, you can't see old friend.
Right.
Okay? Because when you look at your face, you can see old friend, and you want to defend old friend. So he looked in the mirror and he saw himself, and he was like, oh my gosh, look at that person. Look at that body. He's not in shape at all. And he said he turned over to the side. He didn't like what he looked at. He was trying to look at his back. And he says, just then his wife walked in the room. And he thought he was recovering. He says, trick or treat, dear. And she goes, I'll take the trick. And she says, be nice to yourself. The next time you decide to do this, don't cut the eye holes out in the bag. That's what his wife said to him.
I don't get it.
It was okay. It's okay. It would be more effort for me to explain that part. But the point is, when you can't see old friend, you can be more honest with your condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shirley is laughing at it. I didn't get it.
You didn't get the whole story?
No.
Not the example? He said, when you look at your mirror, you see your old friend. You see friend.
I got that part.
He says you can see friend. And then when I gave the example of hiding friend, okay, this is what you really see. When you can hide your friend. How could you not get that association? But you didn't.
I didn't.
This is another example of
what?
Of my higher mind.
That's what it is.
Lisa has to come along and I have to bring her up.
Y'all know that's not true.
I'm teaching you things.
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh man,
whatever.
I was studying this morning. Jill Scott, she's single, right? Jill Scott, the singer.
I know who Jill Scott is. I didn't know she was single or married.
You know
or
who she
whatever.
is.
I know.
Y'all know
is.
who Jill Scott
yes.
is. She was being interviewed on The Breakfast Club, and she said some raw stuff for this morning. Can I tell you what she said?
No.
Yeah. She says, they was asking her, how can a man date her? Or what was it take? What kind of man could date Jill Scott? Okay. She says, number one, he can't be afraid of me. Mm-hmm. She goes, if I sense the man is afraid of me, I will eat him alive. Okay. It was like, whoa. She goes, that's right. I could tell if he's afraid of me, I'll eat him alive. And she says, hear this. If you're a man and you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, then you can't tell me nothing what to do. And the way she said it was so stark. And I mean, I'm sure men come at her in droves, so she had to develop this kind of philosophy to defend herself. You didn't get that one point either. I know why.
Why?
I know why you didn't get it.
Oh my God. Dr. Beverly, good morning to you. She says, good morning, beautiful family. Happy Friday. Shouting out the best out together family in the whole world. Y'all are the best.
Dr. Beverly, when you look at the mirror and you look just at your face and just into your own eyes and just as to your face, if you could describe yourself, would you describe your own face as pretty as other people would describe your own face? Melissa Price, how you doing? When you look in the mirror, Miss Melissa Price, looking at your face, do you like what you see? Do you respect that person? Are you friendly to the person in the mirror?
Craig says, when I look in the mirror, I see confidence, I see strength and growth. Like that old saying, what don't kill you will make you stronger. So that's why I'm wiser, I'm stronger. That makes me the greatest when I look in the mirror.
I'm stronger.
I'm wiser.
I'm wiser. I'm better. So much better.
Lord have mercy.
I made it.
George says, I know you guys were not really surprised that you coordinated your dressing. Actually,
that particular time, yeah. I really was. We were young in the relationship.
It was like maybe within a month.
Yeah, I was already smitten with Lisa, though.
He was smitten.
I was feeling her, but I was really surprised because I was thinking, did I tell her what I was going to wear or something?
I didn't know. You lived in Greensboro.
I lived in Greensboro. I must have gave her a hint or a clue. Or maybe she had some. I said you probably had someone looking in my window to see what I was going to wear.
No. Craig Saab says 571-575-1086. That's the number to call so I can help protect what matters the most. Give me a call and set up your home security system.
Didn't Craig say something about he's going to be driving or coming through the Carolinas soon? I think I remember him saying something like that.
Absolutely. We look forward to it when he comes through, so that those that are in the Carolinas can make sure that they call and set it up.
Yep.
But he can connect with you wherever you are, either him or his delegate.
Are you looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah.
We're gonna hit a public park this weekend. We're gonna walk some nature trails. We're gonna go some nature trail hiking this weekend. That's Lisa and our plan. We'll probably do it today, maybe. Mm-hmm. And today and tomorrow. Okay.
Dr. Beverly says, right now, I describe my face as a chocolate chip cookie. Stress is trying to pick my you-know-what. But even strangers, men and women, tell me, still, girl, your skin is glowing. I see that. However, I still see a survivor. Craig, bring me my hug. Amen. Whoop, whoop. Bring me my hug.
Craig, bring her your hug, Craig. I remember him saying something about he's coming through.
Amen. Yep. Amen. Amen. It is Shout It Out Friday, and we want to shout you out and hear what you have to say. What happened?
It's 9:32 right now, and I wanted to be the one to deliver the message today, Craig.
Oh, yes.
Because I have
it for you.
I have a poem. I have it too.
Oh, okay.
I have a poem that I wanted to share. Got an idea
that I want to share. You don't like it, so what? I don't care.
Now, It's the name of the poem is not new. It's popular. It's an old one. It's called "The Man in the Glass." Now, when he's talking about man, he's not mean just men. He means like mankind. Okay, like mankind. All right. I'm going to attempt to read this dramatically. It's called "The Man in the Glass." When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't a man's father, mother, or wife whose judgment upon him must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in life is the man staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You can fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass. But the final reward will be the heartache and tears if you cheated the man in the glass.
Amen.
Woo!
When I read that poem as well.
I like that poem so much. I hear how you must be true to the person in the glass.
That's right, George. Friday night, date night is going down.
It's going down for real. I love that. Him and his Ella. Dr. Bella says, I remember that.
I remember that. Barbara says, true poem, Brian. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a beautiful poem.
It is. And so much power. I'm going to memorize it. You know, I'll have it memorized.
Amen. You know I will, but there's one long distance. There's one but here's one long distance. Love you. We love you too. Oh, here's one long distance. Hug. We got a hug. Yes. Long distance. Took a second for us to get there, Craig.
The Man in the Glass. There was a season in my adult life when I was attempting to collect great poems and memorize them. Like Don't Quit When Things Go Wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. That's the opening stanza of Don't Quit.
Melissa said, who is the author of that poem? It's on there. It's on there. It's on the bottom.
It's Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr. Peter Dale Wimbrow Sr. Mm-hmm. I tried to memorize that. And another one, somebody said it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so until he had tried. Mm-hmm. So, that's by Edgar Allan Guest. And I was trying to memorize all these great poems. The average man run until the breath in him is gone, but the champion runs on leaden legs. His spirit carries him on. These great poems, because I was reciting them to my sales force daily. And I think I might get back to some of that. And I'll be reciting them to Lisa all the time. Wearing Lisa out with my poems.
Amen. Melissa says, when the show is done, can you text me the name of the author with the spelling? I need to share with.
I'll text you
with Mama Renee today. I'll send you a poem.
I'll send you the whole poem. And his name is Lisa can send it to you now. We could do that because I got it too. And I wanted to read that to you today because I was inspired for 2 days, Melissa. I wanted to do this for the last 2 days. I wanted to do that. Well, we had a guest yesterday, and thank you guys for being so nice to our guests. We'll be bringing more guests on. Brother Craig says,
every time I see you drink water, I think you're about to do Melissa Price song.
We're going to do Melissa Price song today, too. In 4 minutes, we're going to do Melissa Price song. Yep.
Amen. Barbara says, try again, and you will succeed.
Yeah.
Amen.
You only have to win the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And you only lose if you stop trying.
Absolutely.
So if you keep trying, eventually you always win. As believers, we know the punchline of the Bible is Eventually, we win. Yes, we win all the time in the Bible. No matter, I mean, they can wander the wilderness for 40 years. Eventually, they reach the promised land, okay?
Amen. Melissa said that would be even better. Thank you so much for sharing. That poem hit me perfectly. And I know Mom's going to need that too. Perfect poem. Thanks for sending it, Mom Lisa. Amen. You're welcome.
Yeah. And I'm going to keep going with it. I find the more I read it, Melissa Price, the more I look at it, I get new meanings out of it. Just like I'm finding great value in my I am statements. Mm-hmm. We talked about that, I think, on Monday of this week. Mm-hmm. Whatever you say after you say the word I am, and I wrote out 20 I am statements. And I read it in the morning when I wake up, in the afternoon, and in the evening before I went to bed. Last night, I laid down without having read my I am statements, and I was startled. Oh, shoot. So I got my glasses and I got it, and I wanted to make sure I did read it out loud. And I was in bed already, but the last time you read it, you're supposed to read it with the feeling, with emotion. Mm-hmm. So I was whispering emotion. I am the world's recognized authority of selling services. I am proud that I've sold more than 1 million copies of my books.
I actually drifted off saying my I am statements to myself as well.
Oh, you do it morning and night too? Mm-hmm. And you look at it at least once during the day?
Absolutely. Well, I've been doing them alphabetically, so I haven't been doing the same ones. I've been doing similar ones each day because of the alphabet. But before I went to bed, and I thought I had turned off my tablet, but evidently it was not off. But I just drifted off saying the I ams, repeating them to myself.
It's an amazing thing when you are willing to do that. When you create those I am statements, they become commandments to your subconscious mind. And so your subconscious mind always manifests it. So you're going to end up getting those things. You're going to end up accomplishing those things. And all the time, you're moving closer to those I am statements. You're moving close. I am disciplined and well organized. You're moving closer to being disciplined or well organized. When you have an opportunity to not be disciplined or not be well organized, your subconscious mind is going to prick your spirit and say, no, that's not us. We're disciplined. We're not that. We're not that. Mm-hmm. So it's important to do them, because we don't want to be wandering generalities. That's not us. You neither. You're not a wandering generality being tossed back and forth by whatever winds of life come. Absolutely. That's not you. Okay, it's like life is just moving you about. That's wandering. But when you have purpose, and when you become what's called a meaningful specific, that means you decided on a path, you decided on a target, you decided on a thing to put your hand and heart to. Absolutely. Then you become a meaningful specific. Amen.
Amen.
So it's 9:41. It's time to do what Brother Craig has just reminded us that we must do. It's our greeting songs and our greeting logos. What's a greeting song? What's a greeting logo? Some of you guys have been rocking with us for years, like Sister Melissa and Dr. Beverly. And some of you guys are consistent contributors, like Dr. Deborah Dunstan and Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt and Barbara Mosley. And you guys deserve to be thanked. And the way we thank you is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. So, for example, the first one today is Sister Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt. She's got a song, and it goes, Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. That's our lady Shirley. Barbara Mosley has a logo. Barbara Mosley, she cooks here. She cooks there. Barbara Mosley, she cooks everywhere. That's our lady, Barbara Mosley.
Amen.
And she's also beautiful grandma.
Amen. We appreciate you joining
Dr.
us.
Deborah Dunstan has a song too, and it goes,
Dr. Deborah, healing trauma and manifestation coach. Mm-hmm.
Our friend Keturah Green. I wonder if how Keturah would have done in that example when she had to describe her face and then let her friends describe her face. I bet her friends would describe her face even prettier than she could.
Absolutely.
But her song would go like this. Back to life, back to Keturah Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need it?
Do you need it?
Good morning, Katura.
Hey, Katura. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Miss Phyllis has a logo. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Chef Rev is in the building.
Chef Rev, Mr. George Allen, also known as Chef Rev, has a jam too, and it goes, why must I cook like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
He puts the good food in me.
Not.
Craigside, 1,000 degrees.
You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please.
Brother Freeze.
Craig, let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tea.
Moni in the middle. Where's she at? In the middle.
Good morning.
Moni in the middle. Where that at? In the middle.
Barbara H. Smith.
Yes, I know.
Barbara H. Smith?
No.
Boom, boom. Okay.
That's not it.
She's mighty about getting the stage fright out. She's Barbara H. Smith. Ow. Boom, boom, boom. And she's mighty about getting the stage fright out.
Amen. We ain't seen you in a minute, sister girl.
It'll leave us. I'm telling you. If you need web designing and some digital marketing, don't call me. Call Ernest James Usher. Ernest James Usher. Dr. Beverly has a logo as well, and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr.
Melissa
Beverly.
Price has a jam too.
Here we go.
Bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's home. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price.
Absolutely. Good
Ernest James,
morning.
are you still here? Ernest, are you still here?
We sang his song.
I was trying to talk to see if he's still here.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to tell him something.
Okay.
You can't tell him.
You can tell him something.
I think that's it for the greeting songs.
Yeah, but I saw some comments that I didn't get. I had to get. Oh, Dr. Deborah says, I'm ready for these songs. Getting my day started. Amen. Yeah. George Allen says, I say my I ams in Bella's ear every night. Amen. Melissa said, maybe for the 10-year anniversary, y'all can finally create a greeting song and greeting logo playlist. AOL, LOL. Just
I'm saying, we actually did one time, Melissa. It was like, 20 songs on it?
Yeah.
And we actually even put it on a CD. That was a long time ago, though.
Dr. Beverly says, I am unique with mine. I do mine daily, whatever the day of the week. I start with that letter. M for Monday, miracle, master, motivating. Then I explain my words to myself. I am the miracle that is mastering my life, heart, mind, soul, business, spirit, energy, and my mouth with motivation to keep moving on. I love that. That is beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Beverly. I had a good morning overall today, and I did something that made me respect myself this more.
Oh my God.
Even before the show started.
Oh my God.
I saw on Facebook this lady, she's the vice principal of a leadership academy. Mm-hmm. And she called, and the subtitle was the #1 leadership academies for the culture is what the subline was. And I sent her a message saying I have a contribution for the culture. And I talked about my book 932. So I saw that. I didn't let the opportunity go by me. I reached out immediately and sent her a message and a picture of it. I don't know if anything ever come of it, but just the act of having an opportunity present itself and reach out there in an attempt to touch that opportunity made me respect myself even more.
I thought you were going to talk about this morning.
Apologize. That's not an apology. Apologize for real.
I apologize.
Golly. Y'all saw her tripping?
He's still going to do it.
I'm not going to do it, Lisa. I'm not going to do it. Jesus Christ. But you got to trip on yourself for a second here. Put to the comments, please. I was telling you about respecting myself.
And I respect that you respect yourself.
For work I did before the show.
Absolutely.
And you over there, oh God, all of that. Why?
Because I thought you were going to go
You
somewhere
thought.
else.
This is your exercise. Leaping to conclusions. She wants me to do it, doesn't she? That's what it is. She wants me to brag about how I put her butt back to sleep this morning, Brother George. Richard probably just say, do this bit called I'm Macho Man. I put your ass to sleep. Now I'm Macho Man. So this morning around like 6 o'clock, I'm going to say 6:30, because Lisa has told me many times, Brother George, look, if you want it, just come get it. That's it. You ain't got to do all that stuff. Just get it. Okay. So this morning I woke up, I wanted it, and I just went and got it. And I just went for it. And I was in there, man. I mean, for real. I went for it. And afterwards, Lisa went back to sleep.
Oh my God.
I got up, made my breakfast, and went to my office, and I did what I told you, made the comment and all that stuff. George Allen, I had to go wake her up. Baby, you know what time it is? Oh my God. Because she went back out, man, like a light. I put her to sleep.
I don't know what
George,
to do.
Mr. Pastor, I put her to sleep, man.
Shirley, you know that I do. You know that I know.
Oh,
I know him better than he knows himself.
You think? Let me sip my coffee.
You don't need any more daggone coffee. He put sea moss in this coffee
This
every
my second cup.
day. Not sea moss.
No, I only did sea moss in one cup.
Oh my goodness.
Look at how, bruh, that sea moss has done the trick, man. It has put.
Barbara, don't do it.
Yes, I put her to sleep. That sea moss has put lead back in my pencil. I do it every day, and it's worked for me. Job well done.
Oh my
yes,
God.
You're right. It was job well done.
Oh my God.
Dr. Deborah's crying, laughing.
Craig says at that time, Brian knew he was
the greatest. It was at this point he knew that he was the greatest.
Tamika said, Lisa, what are you going to do with him? I don't know what I'm going to do.
And it's Tamika. She's walking in her destiny. The only one for me. Her name's Tamika.
Good morning.
You got to say something. That's right, Lisa. Stop blushing. What? What you got to say, baby?
Nothing.
What you going to say?
Nothing.
You can say something.
I didn't say
You
anything.
can say something.
I did not say anything, and I'm not going to say
This is the weekend.
anything.
This is Friday. Thank you for joining us all week. We really, really appreciate you.
Take some time to end the week.
Yes. You deserve it. You really do deserve it. And be nicer to yourself. Say nicer things to yourself. What can you do to be nice to yourself this weekend?
And don't forget to have sex.
And don't forget.
See ya.
Mr. George Johnson, that sea moss is the truth.
Amen.
It is.
Have a blessed weekend. Lisa, look at the thing. Look at it like that's a good thing he put his energy towards you. No pun intended. Well, maybe